All right, good morning, everyone. Actually, afternoon, excuse me. Been at work all morning. Coming in hot, so kind of haven't got my stuff together. As we kick off the first game of the first tournament over the next 3 weeks. Arvada Winterfest kicking off with Morelli, Aiden, and Powell, John, and Tristy. According to Crossbar, it looked like we were supposed to have everybody working today or here today, but we'll see. Powell coming in hot, trying to knock that in. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. All right. So, still got the same kids out there. Depending on how this crowd works out, I might move down, but we're going to stay here for the next period. Tristy keeps it in, fires deep. Off of a stick. I didn't see who that was. John not able to keep that in, but Tristy's back there. He's going to grab that. Vail does a line change, and Tristy tries to get it over to Powell. Tristy's going to have to skate it, though. Tristy's going to skate through traffic. He lines up, sends one, and somebody goes in for the rebound, but not able to do much with it. I think that was Ralph that was down there trying to knock that in with a little help from Aiden as well. So it looks like we got the Eli Ralph Formby coming out along with Cole and Maddox. Let's see if we can get a little closer. There we go. Make that now is Formby back to Eli, back to Formby. I tried to get to Ralph, but Ralph got picked off by Vail. Ralph not able to grab it. Ralph on the hunt, and Maddox keeps it. Eli trying to run with it, but it gets taken by Vail. And Maddox going to have to take that. Cole back there in front of Wally. Over to Formby. Formby misses, but Ralph's going to try to get, nope, not able to. Maddox tried to get a piece. Maddox still on the hunt with Cole there helping. Eli, nice little check. Gets it up to Ralph, though. Ralph over to Formby. He tried to set that one up just like he did last week, but not as pretty. Nice little poke check from Silas, and Silas is stealing it. Trying to steal it anyways. Nice snag by Clark, but Silas is there to help him out, and it was along with Sanders. As you can see, we've got some new skaters out there. Nemo on the hunt there. And we also have Patty out there, and Patty's down there in the corner grinding, along with, here comes Nemo. Nemo grinding, Silas is there to help. Gets past Silas. Nice stop by Walter. Clark trying to put the pressure on right under Clark's feet. It took a minute for him to find it. Clark resetting. He sets it up, sends it around to Nemo. Nemo tries to get it to Patty, not able to get it through traffic, though. Nemo trying to post it out. Sanders helping there, too. Clark, and I think Walter's going to cover that. Yep, Walter covered it. All right, 10-11 the first period. Again, this playing Vail. Pushed out by, that's Graham. So we got Graham out there with Morelli and Powell. I think we got the 16 skaters, so we're going to have some odd men here. Oh, Graham trying to sweep up the garbage, but the goalie took care of it himself and covered that puck. Nice hustle, Graham. All right, Graham back on center. We've got John and Tristy in the back. Tristy sends one. No, it didn't. If he would have got a hold of that, that would have been a rocket, but Tristy with some pressure. He's got Graham behind him helping him. John snags that and gets it over to Graham. Graham trying to send it up. He does. Over to Morelli. Morelli trying to get through traffic. He's still got 2 on him. He sends it across the ice, but Powell's stick's not long enough to reach that. Morelli really working that one. Over to Graham, and Morelli sends one wide. Morelli didn't have a good... okay, Morelli's going to shoot it again off of a stick, and that's going to hit the upper net. That would have been a nice shot from Morelli 2 shots ago, but he was reaching for that and not able to get a good form on that. Back out Ralph, Formby, and Eli, along with Cole and Maddox. Looks like Spencer's running 3 lines plus 1 offense, and then just 3 solid defense lines. Ralph down there grinding. He's got Eli helping him out. Eli comes and ships that out. Arvada wasn't in the spot, though, but Formby kind of found himself in the spot. Formby back over to Eli. Eli sends one. Nice glove save by Vail. Out to Maddox. Maddox over back to, I think that's Ralph. No, that's Formby. Ralph down there making friends. I think Ralph's sometimes the friendliest kid out there. All the friends he makes in front of that crease. You can't believe his TikTok's not blowing up. Cole bounces off the board, sends it around to Ralph, make that Eli. Eli trying to find somebody to pass it to. He's got a lot of pressure. You got a kid just as tall as him out there. Ralph with some pressure, but Formby takes it. Back over to Eli. Eli tries to dump it. And Cole's going to, nope, gets past Cole, but Maddox is there. He's got help from Formby coming around. Maddox caught one net in the chest. Maddox over to Ralph. Ralph sends it across ice and finds Formby. Formby trying to get composure. He's going to have to dump that. We got new skaters. Ralph's still out there, but we got, looks like 4 new skaters. Sanders, Clark. Who else is that? That was Nemo getting caught up there, and Patty comes out to relieve Ralph. Patty back out to Silas. Silas over to Sanders. We got Clark as well. I don't know if I mentioned his name. We got 3 Arvadans down there, guys. You better come out with the puck. Patty down there grinding hard. Here comes Silas to help. Still 3, but there's 1 left. 1 came back in. Patty gets tries to go through traffic. Clark sends it around over to, I think that's Nemo. Can't really see that one. You probably can't either. All right, Vail pushes it out, gets it past Clark. Clark's going to recover, though. He's trying to go through traffic. He's making it. He finds gravity, but Silas tries to dump it. Vail stopped that one. Sanders trying to get a hold of that puck. A lot of action in the neutral zone. Howell comes out, joins the party. Silas looking to set that up. He finds, and that might have been that was a too many from the Vail bench, and I think that got called for a too many. So Arvada will go on the power play. Graham on center. John tries to send it up. He tries to get. That was Graham trying to tip it in. Tristy's going to try to get that up front. Morelli getting bullied down there, and Morelli's going to have to go around and pick it up, and that might go to Tristy. Make that Powell. Powell's trying to dodge the zebra, and he does. John sends it to Graham. Graham looking. Graham trying to get through traffic. He's Morelli's going to have to go chase that. John with the pressure. Gets past him, but he's got Tristy there to help. Tristy coming in with some speed. Tristy sends it up and gets past Powell. Nice stop by John, and Graham's going to have to cover that. Make that Tristy. Graham's taking it from behind there. Powell goes and dumps that, and Morelli's going to go chase that. We got 4 new skaters. Morelli's still stuck out there. It looks like Formby came out. Oh, man, I didn't see that. I was trying to look at the skaters. Maddox is out there. Morelli's coming off. Maddox sending it across ice to Cole. Cole over to, we got 33 seconds on the power play. It does not. It looked like a power play to me. Formby, come on. Let's do something. Ralph, over to Ralph. Ralph, this is your time, buddy. You got that new stick. Do it. Looking for a shot. He finds Vail instead of his buddies. Eli is out there. I haven't mentioned his name. Maddox tries to get through. We got 9 seconds on the power play. Maddox tries to send it. Ralph down there chasing. And Eli sends that back to Maddox. Maddox sends one, tipped off by Formby, and that goes in the that didn't hit the upper net. So we are back on 5-on-5. And Vail's going to ice that. All right, that's like the first icing of the game. Very unlike last game. It was just ice. 4:26. Clark sends one. Oh, that one just went wide. Clark snags that one. Silas back there helping him. You also got standby. That's going to be Sanders looking, grabbing for that one. Sanders. Here comes Patty to help. Silas now on it. Nemo holding back. Sanders putting some speed on, and Clark's going to try to get that out. And he gets it to Nemo. Nemo dumps that. Sanders with the pressure. Patty gets a nice chunk of that, and he dumps it. Here comes Nemo on the chase. Clark's going to send that back around. Well, maybe not. Nemo trying to find somebody in the center. That might have been a shot on goal. Graham's down there. And Silas is going to take that one. It's like Silas sending it up to Sanders. Sanders coming off. Powell comes out to join the fun. Graham gets back over, trying to get it to Powell. Morelli on the chase now. Graham back on it. And hey, Tristy is out there as well. Tristy over to standby. Morelli, and you know what? Thanks, Walter. I was shorting out the brain there. I wasn't able to keep up on that one. So John comes out and joins the crowd, and we got new offense skaters. We got Ralph, Eli, Formby. John putting some pressure down there. Now go over to Tristy. Tristy's going to back over to John. Nope, make that Ralph back over. Tristy's on the ground. He can't help a whole lot. Eli's trying to get through with that big long stick and arm of his. Ralph coming in with a bowling ball. Vail not liking that one. And make sure that's John that got a chunk of that. Ralph trying to get through traffic. Ralph is still on the chase. And Formby, he's going to send that back to John. Probably good because Ralph was offsides. Eli on the puck. Eli not able to get it through traffic to get it centered up. Out comes Maddox. We also got Cole. Nice job, Maddox keeping in. Formby tries to send it. Ralph tried to help, but not able to get much on there. Cole keeps that in. Cole sends it across ice. Maddox is going to have to recover that, work after it, and that goes up into over the glass. Nice little pressure there. Keep it up, boys. Coming out for Arvada, we got the Nemo Patty Sanders line. Cole and Maddox still, with a minute 34 left in the period. Maddox looking, he sends it to Cole. Cole back over to Maddox. Maddox sends one. Nemo's down there trying to tip it in. And I think that might have, I don't know if it hit the upper net or what, but Patty out to Maddox. Maddox could keep that in. Cole's going to have to recover that, and Cole back over to Sanders. Sanders back over to, nope, gets past Patty and Nemo. Uh-oh, stuff's a little loose there. Maddox gets a nice job, Maddox. Nice hustle. Sanders trying to, and Vail sneaks one by Walter with 53 seconds. Vail really putting the pressure on today. All right, we got Graham, Nemo, and Powell. We also got Clark and Silas. I haven't seen Aiden much out there, so I'm not sure what's going on. Hope he's all right. I thought I saw him earlier. Graham out to Silas. Silas dumps it. Morelli on the chase. Out to Clark. Clark sends it across to Silas. Silas still able to get that. He's going to have to send that around. I don't know if he was trying to get a shot, just not a right angle or what. Morelli really grinding down there, and Silas is going to have to chase that down. Good job. Graham sitting there in open ice. And I don't, it might have came off a stick because that went really high. Clark dumps that back over to Graham. Morelli trying to attack the net. Powell down there too. Graham and Powell. And that's the end of the first. All right. Well, again, welcome back to Arvada Winterfest. Week 1 of many. The next 3 weeks of tournaments. Next weekend, we only got one guaranteed. We got to win that to go to the championship. So possibly only 2 next weekend for that tournament. So a little. And then following weekend, there's no schedule or teams announced on that one yet, or that following weekend. But let's get through these next, I believe, 3 games. 4 games. I don't remember. We got 2 tomorrow. I know that. And I think the 3rd on Sunday, and then that be us needing to qualify for the semis. I could look that up, but I'm about ready to have to start paying attention again, so probably not going to happen. Open crossbar. Open crossbar. All right, Siri's being herself. Not helping me out on my other phone. All right, back to the action. Never mind. Tristy trying to get that up to. Nice stop by Walter. John's going to have to take that. John gets that cleared. I think he was going for Formby, but too much heat off that board. Formby's putting the pressure on. John takes it over to Eli. Eli was moving too quick to take that on. He had to turn around. John sends it around to Tristy. Ralph puts pressure. Eli's going to have to take that. Eli sends that across ice to Formby. Nice pass. That one's smacked. Formby sends one off of a Vail skater. Formby not able to keep control of that. John putting a little pressure on. Tristy pushing out. Nice job, Tristy. There it is. Yep, it's still yours, buddy. And John, no, John doesn't get much heat on it. No, excuse me, that was not John. That might have been John. I don't know. Those kids are moving quick. All right, we got 5 new skaters to pay attention to now. Out comes Patty, Sanders, Nemo, along with Maddox and Cole. Nemo sends that around. Sanders on it. Back over to Cole. Cole got pressure behind him. He gets that. Nice job getting that past Vail. Nemo's going to run with it. Nemo break checks and gets that over to Patty. Patty working for that, and as Nemo gets tripped up. No, I don't see a call on that. Maddox is going to have to take that. Maddox got pressure from behind. Maddox is going to skate with that. Coast to coast, Maddox. He gets tripped up, not able to keep going. So Powell comes and joins the party. Sanders, a little pressure there. Nice hustle from Clark trying to keep that in. And Powell's with a little back check. All right. So if you haven't been, I haven't updated you, so we do have Graham, Powell, and Morelli, as well as Silas and I think Clark. Yep, there he is. Clark over to, gets past Morelli. Morelli's still on the chase, though. Vail tries the brag check, and Morelli, Graham, trying to find Powell in the center of the crease. And here comes Clark trying to push that through. Loved how Clark came rushing in, and Powell immediately went to go cover his spot. Clark not able to keep that in. He gets through traffic, gets tripped, but no call. There's a call. So Clark draws a tripping. Arvada will go back on the power play with 10:18 left in the second period. Same kids out there. Morelli on the hunt. We had a whole line of Arvada sitting there slowing them down. Powell gets interrupted on that. Silas coming in to help make some room. And Clark's going to skate that. How far is he going to go? Clark trying to find Morelli. I thought he was going for Powell first, but then, hey, I saw Morelli coming in hot. Graham over to Silas. Silas finds Morelli. Morelli sends one. I think that one wide. Silas tried to send that, but I think he must have lifted his head. That's going to be an icing. We got 1:09 on the power play. Keep up the pressure, boys. Keep up the pressure. Got a minute to put one in. All right, so we got Ralph. Formby gets one shot off. Eli on the chase. Ralph on the chase. And they are going to call that icing. Yes. With 53 seconds left on the power play. So Tristy and John also joining on that last play. It's still out there on the defense. Eli on the chase. Make that Ralph. That was Tristy that tried to send that. And Formby's going to have to recover that in the corner. Sends it around to John. Nice stop, John. John sends one. Oh, my goodness. That would have been that was on target. That would have bounced perfectly over the goalie. That was Formby trying to find somebody. Nice little poke from Eli there. John slowing him down, and Vail being very cautious coming on and off the bench there. We got 9 seconds on the power play. Eli trying to send that around. He gets pressured. I think that's Ralph down there. Nope, that was John grinding away. Yeah, John, get some. Ralph trying to get through there. Tristy takes instead. Nice job dragging the leg, Ralph. And Ralph coming in hot to say hi to that goalie. All right, looks like we got 5 new skaters. Shots on goal are only 10-7. Arvada only got 3 up on Vail. Maddox sends that around. Sanders coming in. Patty there to help. Nemo gets past him. Patty trying to come in and help Maddox. And Cole's going to go recover that. Cole tries to put some heat on it. He does. They're going to call no icing on that one. Nemo coming in. Nemo gets brake checked. Sanders gets brake checked. There, and Nemo sends that into open ice. That's going to end up being Cole. He's going to have to reset. Our skaters are too deep to offsides. Nemo trying to get back to that. And Cole's going to recover. Cole over to Nemo. Nemo, he's trying to find Sanders in some open ice. Oh, Sanders lifts that one. Clark doing his best to keep that in, but Vail ends up getting control of it. Silas sends that around. We got 6:48 in the second. Sanders trying to get a piece. Patty trying to get a piece. Vail sends it across the ice to Nemo. Nemo dumps it around to the near side again. Patty putting the pressure on. Clark recovers. Clark over to Nemo. Nemo dumps it. They are going to call that icing. All right. We got the Graham, Morelli, Powell. We got John Tristy. John sending it around. Tristy makes that Powell getting through there. Graham's going to take it and run. Graham gets tripped up, and no whistle on that. Powell's going to, he tries to brake check. Powell reverse checks. Vail coming in, not liking that Powell reverse checked on that, I guess. Powell still trying to get through there. I'm not sure which ones. They gave Powell that one. I don't know. Let's see what they call that. I don't know. That could have been mutual. All right, they're calling. All right, that was mutual. Okay. right, I'll take that one. So I think we're going to stay 5-on-5 on this one. So it looks like Ralph, Eli, and Formby. Eli tries to send one. Cole on the blue line. Makes that Maddie on that far side. Maddie over to Cole. Cole off the boards trying to get to Eli. Ralph with the pressure. He's trying to get through. Ralph gets pushed down from behind. And Maddox going to have to recover that. Maddox over to, that was Formby trying to get that out. Cole's going to have to take that. Cole sends that around to Ralph. Gets that picked off. All right, we're kind of messed up on this one. I think we need new skaters. I could use a whistle about now. Cover that up, Walter. Thank you, Walter. All right, we needed a reset. We were too deep in our zone, and nothing good was going to happen. 5:04 left in the second. Both Powell and Vail skaters still in there. There is not a time on that. Nice stop by. I don't know if Walter or Silas stopped that. And Walter covers. Vail really putting the pressure on this last few minutes. Arvada needs to get going on this. I don't know if I noticed, but Patty Sanders and Patty sends around to Sanders. Tried to. Sanders not able to. Sanders waiting patiently, looking for it. Clark's going to take it, sends it across over to Nemo. Wow, Vail really putting the pressure on right now. Nemo recovers that. Nemo getting hit from behind. Clark over to Patty. All right, back over to Clark. Sanders doing everything he can to stay from keep from crossing that line. He wanted to go, but he did it. Exercise that discipline. Ralph, Formby, Eli, Christy, John. Christy fires one. That went wide. Eli, nice little pressure in the boards. Bill recovers, and John's going to have to go after that. John sends that around. Finds, nope, not able to get to Tristan. That was Tristy down there. Make that Eli, sends it across ice. Off of Ralph. That stung. All right, Ralph just gets blown up there. All right, this is going to get ugly here in a minute. All right, boys, you played rough teams. Time to kick it up in the gear. Formby dumps that. That was a non-rough game the other day. That's going to be an offsides. We haven't had many of those today. That might have been the first. Here we are, 3 minutes in the. All right, so Powell and the Vail skater come off out of the box. Powell joins Morelli and Graham. Cole over to Morelli. Oh, man, that took the bounce that Morelli didn't expect. Maddox on the chase. Maddox over to Powell. Powell getting 2 on. He's mad. Powell tries to blow through everybody. Powell getting tangled up. Hal's ready to take on Vail, the whole team, not just one. And Cole's going to have to recover that. Nice job, Cole. Ooh, nice job, Morelli. Morelli, he's got 1-on-4. He tries to break check. He tries to go through. He's got Cole there to help. And Maddox is going to have to recover that. Maddox sends it over to Powell. Powell over to Graham, but Vail intercepts that. Nice talking from Powell there. I don't know. Maddox breaking through. He might run with it. Make that Graham goes in there. And Morelli's going to have to take it. He sets up and he gets a shot, but I think that went off of the defender. Graham sends one off of a Vail. Wow, that one hurt. Morelli with the heat. Wow, Clark, that went through his, he thought could have sworn it was still there, but man, that thing was long gone. Silas sends it up to Clark. Clark, and that's going to be an offsides. Nemo, you were offsides, man. I know you got caught up in it. That was no fault of yours. That was a nice push, though. Nemo, Patty, and Sanders. Silas, Clark still. Patty with the pressure. Patty still pressuring. Clark trying to keep that control of that. Sanders on the chase. Sanders gets kind of tripped up. Patty's there to help. Oh, boy. Yep. Nice job, Clark, helping them out. Clark tries to find Nemo in some open ice. Sanders on the, oh, man. Nemo not able to keep that in. Sanders get on sides. All right, back out for Arvada. We got John Tristy, we got Ralph, Eli, and Formby. Back out to Tristy. Tristy dumps it. Ralph on the chase. Formby there to help. Gets past John. Tristy's going to have to chase that down. He's got Eli helping him out. Tristy from around the net. He's going to take, oh, he can't get through. Nice poke check from John there. Ralph down there lifting some sticks. He's irritating. And Formby. He's got one-on-one. He's got Eli. Formby gets it through. Nice job, Formby. I think he might have stretched himself and grew a couple inches the way he reached for that one. But 12 seconds left in the second. Arvada ties it up. All right, boys. Get those cobwebs out. You can take you 2 periods. Nice little Walter snagged that with 3 seconds. John got a piece of that right up on the circle. Kept Vail from running with it. And that's the horn. There it is. All right, get into that first period. Let's see. We got, there's your shots on goal. Pretty close. All right, let's see what the team has to say. All right. All right, build it on the way in. Build it on the way in. All right. I swear I didn't work this hard the last 5 hours this morning, 6 hours this morning. I got to go back to work and I'm going to be exhausted. All right. Graham, or Morelli, Clark, or Powell, excuse me. Clark is not out there. Graham, Morelli, and Powell. That goes out to Cole. Cole, he fires one. That is also Maddox out there too. Cole not able to, and Powell's will recover that. And that had so much heat, but I hope, yep, they waved that off. Morelli recovered that. Morelli looking for a shot. He sends it out to Powell, though. Powell back up, tries to get to Morelli. And Matty not able to keep that in. Maddox, what's he going to do? Morelli's there to help. Maddox moving bodies, trying to go through. Oop, here we go. Morelli on the chase. Maddox not able to keep that in. And Vail dumps that. Cole's going to take that. Sends it around over to Powell, but Powell's not able to snag it. Graham with the pressure there. Maddox with a little pressure. Powell, hey, I swear that kid could be a defenseman. Sanders, he's chasing that down. All right, so if you didn't notice, Sanders is out there. That means Nemo and Patty have come out to join. Looks like Silas and Clark are out there as well. Clark off the ice to and shot wide. Nice stop, Walter. Over to, I think that's Nemo. That was Patty sent it over to Nemo. And it goes out. Silas are there. Silas gets, all right, so he drops a Vail stick, though. Patty sends it around to Nemo. Shows Nemo going to go. Nemo gets it to Clark. Clark's got pressure on from both sides. He needs some help. Nope. Arvada gets that cleared. Nemo on the chase. Sanders helping out. Sanders trying to get a piece. There's 4 skaters, Arvada skaters that have touched that puck or went for it anyways. Clark's going to have to try to go through traffic. And he sends one. Oh, my goodness. The humanity. I think that came off the goalie's stick because that thing went high. Ralph sends a weak one, nobody there to help it out. And Clark's going to take that. He sends another one. And he finds the net this time. A little bit of adjustment on that one, and he puts it in. All right. Looks like Arvada might have finally found their game. All right, Ralph Forby, Eli, Tristy and John back there. Eli getting pressured from all different angles. He finds Formby. Formby. Oh, Ralph, come on, man. You got to grab those. Ralph has put a point on the board for the last 3 games, I think, after that new stick, maybe 3 out of 4. So, buddy, it's time to keep that spree going. I'll start buying cheap sticks again. Ralph with the pressure. Make that. And Tristy's one that gets that, tries to get it to Eli. Eli's not able to get much out of it. Nice little John tried to clear it. Vail was still able to recover, but not able to get a good shot where Walter was able to snag that. Good teamwork there, guys. Covering each other's butts. 9:28 left in the third period. Oh, that one came off Walter's face. Morelli pushing through traffic. Morelli. Wow. That wasn't a hard shot, but man, it was at a surprise the goalie got that one. I think he fell on top of it. So if you didn't pick up on that, Morelli is out there. That means Graham and Power joining in. Got Tristy and John still. Tristy sends one and covered by the goalie, or caught by the goalie on his chest. Morelli on the hunt. John coming in to help. Morelli did not, I don't see good. That was almost a tripping on Morelli, but did not happen. Morelli's going to take that, and Graham put some weight in that. Morelli battling down in the corner, and Graham takes it. John, he sends one. That was a lot of traffic. That made it quite a ways without hitting the leg. Cole's got help, and here comes Graham, and make that John. And Graham's on the ground. Nice. John comes in to put the pressure. Cole was right over. Oh, never mind. I think we had a little miscommunication because I didn't know who was going after that puck. Cole with it. All right. Nice stop by Graham. Graham with it. All right, pal. It's your time to shine. He gets it to Morelli. I'll take that. Morelli, I think we're going to do a line change. And here comes Cole. Not able to get it, though, but Maddox didn't snag it. Patty's going to push that through. Nice job, Patty. This is your time. Oh, he tried to send it over to Nemo, but not able to get it across. Maddox. He's got help from Silas back there. Maddox gets that stopped and gets it back across the neutral zone and into Vail territory. Nemo gets break checked. Vail tried to cherry pick back there. That's going to be an offsides. Silas tried his best to keep control of that and not go. He wanted to go, didn't realize Nemo was deep. Matty tried to, yep, he gets it out and he pushes it to Matty. Matty sends it. Silas is grinding on that one. We got, and Vail comes out. Nice little stop by Nemo. Sanders there to help. Nemo sends that around. Nice. I don't know if Walter or Silas snagged that one. Silas making friends still down on the other side of the ice. Sanders coming in hot. Sanders tried to dump that. Vail recovered. So I got Eli out there. Eli, he sends one. That one went wide. Formby's out there, and Clark's there as well. Ralph, you're going to have to. Oh, nice little through the legs, Ralph. I don't know if you did. He tries to get to Formby. I think he liked that play last week, and he's tried it twice now. Too much traffic there, buddy. I like what you're doing, though. All right. Coming out for, we've still got it, Clark and Tristy, Ralph, Eli, and Formby. 6:09 left in the game. Tristy pops that up. Eli trying to get through. He does. Over to Ralph. Ralph. Well, he didn't give up on that one. Clark putting the pressure on, and Vail dumps it. Formby and Clark come around to take it. Clark's going to run. Uh-oh, get it out of there. Thank you. Gets it over to Eli. Back over to Formby. Formby, he takes the shot off of a stick. Eli and Ralph down there. Ralph's going to have to, he sends it out to try to get it to Clark. Tristy setting up, and Clark hand grabs that. Clark sends it around. He finds Eli. Eli's got some pressure on him. He finds Graham. That means we got some new skaters coming out. And Clark's going to bring that back and reset. Clark tries, I don't know what he was doing. I think he tried to cut hard, and man, his ankle didn't look like Ed was able to keep that one. He's all right, I believe. Powell coming in, and he's just going to move some bodies. Powell's now getting receiving the back on that. Powell, nice job getting through traffic. Giving some time, grinding down there. We got Morelli coming in to join the party. Graham's there still. Cole gets past him, but Morelli sends one off of the skater. Powell sets up. He finds Graham. Graham knocks that in. Wow, guys. Man, that's a good-looking team right there. Passing that around, waiting for your shot. I always say assists are just as important, if not better, than more important than the goals. And there was definitely 2 assists on that, helping Graham out on that one. Good job, Graham, knocking that in. I will update the score in a second. Maddox he sends one wide. Powell sends that around back to Cole. Cole sends one off some sticks. We got 4:07. It is 3-1, by the way, but I am too busy right now. And Cole's going to recover that. Cole passes that up. And Graham putting on Cole back at it. And Morelli's going to go put some pressure on. And Powell's going to take that, but he had to wait for Morelli to get back on sides. Graham coming in from behind. Cole's going to stop, though. Cole over to Powell. Nice little poke to Morelli. Powell rushes to get into position, but Morelli took the shot anyways. I see John out there. John interrupts nicely. Graham's going to get a piece. Tristy sitting in front of Walter, helping him out. Tristy over to Powell, over to Graham. Graham sends it across ice. Morelli putting the pressure on that one. Oh, Graham almost snagged that, but Tristy's going to take it. Tristy using that big butt of his, blocking some plays, and that's going to go into the bench. All right, I will update that score now with 2:59 left in the game. All right, Patty, Nemo, and Sanders. Tristy sends that back out. Sanders on the chase. Nice snag by Sanders. Nemo's there. Patty's there. He's got too much traffic. We got a lot of open ice out there, buddy. Send it out to the D, and the goalie covers that. And Nemo down there trying to boost his Instagram friends. Trying to bring it up to Ralph's numbers. Sanders, he's taking it. He's looking for Clark, but too much traffic. Clark slows that down. Sanders back there to help. Nemo moving some bodies. Sanders gets tangled up, and Patty puts the pressure on. And Tristy No, that was Silas. That he put a lot of heat on that. Send that into icing. 2:16 left in the third period. Ralph, Eli, Formby, along with Silas and Clark. Ralph going down. Formby and Eli. Oh, Eli loses an edge. I don't know. He might have to go to get some skates sharpened. Silas trying to plow through traffic. Eli now getting pressured. Ralph there to help, but Clark over to Formby. Formby finds open ice, and that's going to go to Eli, though. Eli sends one. Formby getting beat up down there. Silas putting some pressure on. He gets break check. Formby, he is not happy about that. He's coming back and throwing down some hits. Clark trying to pass that around, and Silas is going to put some heat on it, and wow, it didn't get through. Silas off the boards, and he got that cleared. And that's going to be an offsides with 1:09 in the second period. Vail has not pulled their goalie yet. I think they're looking at it. The goalie's sitting over there wondering what's going to go on next. Morelli with the pressure, by the way. We got some new skaters. Maddox down there. Maddox gets Morelli making friends. Graham sends that over to Powell. Trying to anyways. That might come back. Yes, it did. Does. 51 seconds. If you didn't notice, Morelli, Powell, Graham is out there. Cole and Maddox. Graham over to, Morelli ends up recovering his whiff. Morelli was not able to get through that, though. That was a lot of bodies to get through. And Maddox, he's got pressure from behind, and Cole's going to have to take this and clear it. I don't know if Powell's going to be able, they wave that off. Powell on the chase, 26 seconds. Morelli's going to take that. Morelli getting pressured. Morelli sends that across ice. Powell's going to dump that, kind of. Cole's going to take that. And he dumps that with 8 seconds to go. We got a buzzer and 6. Morelli putting the pressure on. Morelli still pressuring. And that's the game. All right, how many shots on goal? The defense on both sides of that. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I will see everybody tomorrow. My work phone is not giving me, I can't find my crossbar on there, so I can't tell you what time. There it is. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., local. We're playing Tri-City. I believe they're out of Nebraska. So we got that tomorrow morning. Then we also have a game against Aspen tomorrow night at 8. And then Sunday morning at 11:30 against Lafayette. And then after that, depending on how we do over the next 3 games and other teams as well, we will figure out if we play Sunday night. So again, thanks for coming in. I got to go get back to work. We will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. 1 hour I just hit.